Did the Russians destroy German Taurus missiles over the weekend? And did President Putin more or less say to Chancellor Merz, enough is enough, pal. You want Berlin to look like it did after World War II? Keep this up.
Well, I mean, I think Medvedev might have said that. But Putin
all right, I'm getting a little carried away. I apologize.
Yeah, Putin is far more mature, and he doesn't say things like that. He doesn't issue idle threats. But what the Russians are very good at doing is letting actions speak for themselves. And what we've seen over the course of the past week is Russia has begun the deliberate targeting and destruction, not just a signal. In the past, they've sent a cruise missile in to blow up a workshop here, a workshop there to send a signal. We know what's going on. Now they're coming in and leveling facilities. They've leveled an electronics facility, American-made Flex. They've taken out the facility that was built by the Germans to produce long-range missiles, including analogs of the Taurus. And they're showing that their intelligence is impeccable, meaning that they can track material into Ukraine and target it before it becomes operational. And this should be a lesson to anybody talking about the ERAM. It will never be used. They're going to show up in airfields in Western Ukraine, and the Russians will deploy the weapon systems necessary to take them out. The Russians, they've been producing, I guess apparently they have a lot of washing machines because apparently they need those chips from the washing machines to make their missiles work. But their missile production is way up. At the beginning of the war, they would parse out, a Kinzhal here, a Kinzhal there, a Zircon, but they didn't want to use these weapons because they didn't have that many of them. You always have to keep some in reserve in case the balloon goes up with NATO. Now they're just pop 6 Kinzhals. 6 into a single factory to level it. Why? Because defense industry is pumping them out like candy. So I think this game is over. The Russians, just the other day, Russia respected the Ukrainian National Day, not a single attack. Total respect. And during that time, Ukraine reached out and struck Russian refining capacity outside of Leningrad and elsewhere. You really think tonight's going to be a quiet night in Ukraine? You think that this week's going to be quiet in Ukraine? Ukraine's going to get flattened. Again, only military targets and all that. But the Russians, they're not playing games right now. They are in the process of collapsing the Ukrainian military on the battlefield, and they're going to collapse Ukraine's military defense industry. They're going to make it clear to Europe that no amount of money you provide will result in anything meaningful, that every dollar, every euro you spend in Ukraine will be destroyed. And this is at a time when the German economy, because of the policies of the German government, is on the verge of absolute collapse.
You have